The original inspiration for The Way We Were came from this lady here, Freddie. I was teaching her daughter on another project, and when she came to pick her daughter up, she said, "John, I've got this great idea, I want to do a piece for the veterans and for Remembrance Day." And we went for a coffee and it just grew from there, really.
The piece is put together over 3 parts. The first part is all about relationships occurring. So we've got dance halls where we've got people meeting for the first time, all the fun side of life really, which actually was quite bleak at the time.
Stop running your mouth, feel some nosy, you better get help cause life is rosy.
To capture an era, the dance styles that we incorporated, we needed to try and capture 1940s dance styles, which was swing. So we collaborated with Kingston Swing.
Baby, you can't live all life. Ain't nothing but living. I'm having a time, and you ain't got a dime. Shut-up-a-up, Rosie. And when the clouds hide the sun.
Building up that rapport with everybody, that was mainly built on spending time with them. Really going to all of their classes, their nights, spending hours playing bingo, drinking tea, raffles, getting in and dancing with them, having a go at their styles. It was really good.
Yeah, engaging with the groups. Engaging with the groups wasn't too difficult because we're both dancers that just like to dance, and they're running their evening classes that are open to the public. So Kingston Swing we just went down and joined in with, and the same with the social group, Armstrong Social Group. And we're still going now, even the project's finished. We was down there last Sunday doing some dances with, and yeah, playing bingo and drinking tea. The lessons I've learned from this one is that we can go bigger, I think. You know, I've done big scale work before with other companies, you know, at stadiums and different places, and so I know that the scale that you can reach. But yeah, I think we can hit more people, and I think we can hit more cities with this piece, and we can have a bigger impact with the piece. I think we had a great impact in Hull. People, you know, I went to my daughter's football match, and some lady grabbed me and said, "Was you performing in the station?" I said, "Yeah." She went, "Oh, it made me cry." You know, she had a tear in her eye, and you know, and she's never seen dance before at all. You know, she was absolutely moved by it.
And then this relationship evolves out of that. And the second phrase is all about a relationship that is torn apart. John's sent off to war and I'm just left there.
We're contemporary dancers. Our duet focused on capturing an emotion and a relationship through contemporary dance.
We very much worked together all the way through, didn't we? It wasn't like one role per person. It was very much a case of we took each section of the project and broke it down, spoke about it, and then put it back together again. The space itself was actually perfect. So if you think about the era itself, people were going off to war. So from a transient point of view, you know, people got on the train and they went. So from a setting point of view, it was absolutely the perfect setting. As a venue to work in, it has its own issues. You know, you have got people that are going to the trains, getting off the trains, people just cutting through. I don't recall any members of the audience just walking across. I didn't see any public kind of like going straight through the spaces at any point, but there was that risk that it might happen. From a flooring point of view, we were actually really lucky that it was really smooth flooring. It got a little bit tacky because it was raining outside. In fact, raining is an understatement, it was heaving it down. So there was a kind of condensation element, but it wasn't anything that caused anybody any problems dancing. From a music point of view, the acoustics were brilliant, absolutely brilliant. It lent itself really well space-wise as well, because there was an enormous area in the concourse before you went to the platforms for us to perform.
It's a great venue from an audience point of view. You know, we could have done this in a theatre, but then you're not going to get, you know, you're just not going to get passers-by seeing and taking the time to kind of remember an important piece of history.
The audience members, they were fantastic. Some of the feedback that's been coming in has been beautiful. I've been coming across photos that people have taken, poems that people have written, all off the back of seeing one of the performances. It's amazing, absolutely wonderful. And then the third part of this piece is looking at the veterans, so the people that did manage to return from war and the relationships that did remain together.
Fascination, I know, and it might have ended.
The bigger ideal is to have, you know, 5 to 6 different countries that was affected by the war, you know, like Italy, Germany, France, all of these places, and try and have it simultaneously happening at the same time on Remembrance Day. So instead of almost a minute's silence, we could have a 10 minutes dance.
I know.
You've got to establish trust with the groups that you're working with, because they're not performance groups essentially.
No.
They're groups that are meeting in their own time.
Then I touch your hand and next moment I kiss you.
And John ends up dancing with Iris, who is effectively myself, or maybe I'm Iris, I'm not sure which way around it goes. And John is actually just a figment of her memory, really.
Our veterans are ballroom and sequence dance. So they do a lot of sequence dancing, and we joined them and
Learn how to sequence dance.
yeah, we did. I learnt the waltz after
It was really good,
stepping on a
actually.
few people's toes.
Yeah. Having live music and having the band meant that they all interacted with the dancers, and then the dancers with the music that was being played.
Live music was integral to the piece actually, because we take it for granted that our generation has always known pre-recorded music. You know, you go out social dancing, we would go out and dance in discos to DJs playing records, whereas, you know, the generation that we was working with,
It was all
the
live.
live musicians, they would go and see a live band that would, you know, play all the music that they would get up to dance to. It's it's just made me remember why we love what we do, why we do what we do, because we love it. You know, it's dancing and it brings people together. The way we were, when it comes to 2017 City of Culture, I think it is the ideal piece, because if you're looking at the culture of a city, you know, we're made up of sequence dancers. We've got the swing group that is absolutely huge, and like you know, before I've said that Hull was massively affected by World War II, massively, you know, and just teaching people in the city about the history of it. It's what makes us who we are. It gives Hull and the people of Hull its survivor's mentality, you know, that we can rise from the ashes and rebuild and regroup, and we can become the city of culture, which is, you know, testament to where we're going to be in 2017.
Oh, life, talk about living. Oh, life, taking and giving. Stop running your mouth, feel some nosy. You better get hip, cause life is rosy. Life is fine. Oh, life, it's just what you make it. Quit wasting your time. Live in mind. Baby, you can't live. Oh, life ain't nothing but living. Having a time, and you ain't got a dime. Live in mind. Cha-da-ba-da-bra-zay. And when the clouds hide the sun, I'll keep on having my fun. When it's raining, you won't find me